traffic noise too. I was hoping by 5:45 it would have died down a little bit. This building was originally built in 1926, and it was connected with a business we'll actually be talking a lot more about as this tour continues. This was the artificial ice plant and poultry building for the Hanford Produce Company. The Hanford Produce Company started on a very small scale in 1889 in South Dakota. Realizing immediately that they had found a great business to be in, they moved to Sioux City in 1890. They were located up on, at that point in 1890, they were located up on West 3rd Street, in what was part of that older industrial area I mentioned about in Sioux City. So, in 1894, the Hanford Produce Company, led by Arthur S. Hanford, located to this stretch along 1st Street. The original building was located right over here, and I do have some pictures that I'll show you in just a minute. But this building, it has seen significant wear since 1926. The image I'm showing you here now is part of a panoramic photo that shows the whole Hanford complex in about 1927 or so. That's the staff of Hanford Produce Company, and I feel like I'm cheating by reading some of these things. I normally don't do this, but as I mentioned, I'll just keep on showing this image. Once they moved down here in 1894, Hanford would become, by the 1920s, the largest producer of creamery butter and the largest dairy in the world. And it was located right here. Now, and this is also at a time, so this was not even Sioux City's only major dairy. You had Fairmount Creamery, active over off of Wesley Way. You have Blue Valley Creamery, and you also have other businesses like Roberts coming to Sioux City in the 1920s, and locally you have other businesses like Rowe Dairy starting in this time, and not until just a few years later, Young's Dairy would also start. So there were a lot of creameries and dairies here in Sioux City, and this just happened to be one of the largest in the world. It happened to be because we were in the middle of the area where this product was produced, but also because of Sioux City's excellent transportation connections via rail to the rest of the United States. So I mentioned this is just one building. Today, this building, along with almost all of the other Hanford Produce buildings that still stand, are used for pet food manufacturing and distribution. So these buildings are still being used. You may ask, so we have here the largest creamery in the world. What happens? In 1927, Hanford was purchased. It was subsequently purchased, sold and bought again by Frank Pilley and Sons in 1929. It operated as Frank Pilley from 1929 to 49 when it was sold again. It remained in operation under the name Frank Pilley and Sons Dairy, but then in 1967, the company that had bought that name was sold and the creamery closed for good. So that's the story of where the world's largest creamery went. So follow me. Well, actually, I'm going to show you, since we're right here, I'll show you the other half of this picture, since the building was right over here. You can see the bridge over Virginia Street here connecting the two. Oh, wrong way. Wrong picture. And there we go. This was Hanford's cold storage warehouse, built in 1894, just beyond this corrugated metal fence. And again, you see the employees of Hanford Produce standing here at its height in about 1923, 1924. they employed 400 people here in the poultry division, in the creamery divisions. I love this photo. This is just a fantastic image.
Didn't a lot of the workers at these warehouses and the dairy, and a lot of them live in the South Bottoms?
Yes, they did.
Right over there.
Well, we'll get there in just we'll get down there in just a minute. So, I think we can keep on moving. We still got